It has been so long since I have sat in this position and done this thing here between you and I. One of the main reasons why is actually what I want to talk about today. As a human being, right, as this kind of culmination of flaws, it is really hard for us, for me, to feel confident, to gain confidence, to maintain confidence, to rebuild confidence. When I was a lifeguard, we were taught that a child who knows how to swim in a pool will sometimes drown in a lake or an ocean, because context really matters to our sense of understanding, our sense of stability, and even our sense of self. Life has all of these situations which can affect our confidence, and they're not always obvious. Sometimes your life just takes a turn that you weren't expecting, and all of a sudden you lose your bearings. Like forgetting how to swim in the ocean, the tide pulls you under, becomes more than you're able to handle. Suddenly you're someone you don't recognize. And I know there's a lot of people who feel like maybe they've always been someone they don't recognize. Maybe they wouldn't recognize themselves if it hit them on the nose. Whatever the reason, when your confidence has been damaged, it's disorienting. The things that you would normally do to try to pick yourself back up seem surface level. They don't really get the job done. You start to feel like you're going through the motions of being yourself. For me, I didn't remember how to be creative. I didn't know how to become comfortable enough with myself to step out of myself, to be vulnerable, to share with you. And that lasted a really long time. I'm not gonna sit here today and pretend I did it and I came out on the other side and I know how to be confident again. No, one of the things I've learned in struggling with this and in sitting with it is that maybe confidence, like happiness, is more of a journey than a destination. When that thing happens in your life, the thing that causes panic, you're trying to swim in the ocean, but you've only ever swam in a pool. There's this idea that gets mixed in there that actually you are the problem. A lot of times we can frame this experience in a way that makes us the villain. I am unworthy and undeserving, and I have suddenly learned how unworthy and undeserving I am, and that's why I'm not confident, because I suck. But there's a more compassionate framing that we can strive for, mostly by accident. I stumbled upon parenting TikTok. And on parenting TikTok, one of the things that comes up over and over again is instilling confidence and self-esteem. And that kind of clicked for me. It made me realize what I can do is I can let it be okay to go back to the beginning. I can be compassionate, I can be thoughtful, and I can be gentle. I can approach myself in a way that is kind. If instead of unworthy, undeserving, I suck, you can think, I am a person with complex emotions who is struggling with the ongoing journey of being confident in myself. That gives us the room to say, you know what, I'm just doing my best. One of the things that helped me when I was feeling really out of it was to give myself these small victories. Especially in quarantine, a small victory for me might look like I took off pajamas and put on clothes. I allow that to be a win, but I didn't do my hair, or I didn't go out of my house, or I didn't walk the dogs, or I didn't do any other things that I'm supposed to do because I suck. That downward slide is so ingrained that we sometimes fail to recognize the victory. And by breaking all of these tasks down into one step, I was able to give myself a lot of little things worth celebrating. I used to be able to do things that I haven't been able to do over the last couple of years. I used to be able to make videos. I used to be able to do creative projects with my friends. I used to be able to write. I haven't written. I haven't gotten there yet. And if I use that as an excuse to tell myself how unworthy I am now compared to how worthy I was when I was able to do those things that I really value, it sets me farther and farther back. So what do? I take something that hurts. I haven't been able to write, that hurts. And I say, okay, I am doing the best I can today. It's okay if I don't write. I'm a human being with complex emotions, struggling with what will be a lifelong process to understand myself and to try to relate to others. And because of that, if all I get to do today is have this conversation, I win. That's it. This gets to be a victory. This gets to be celebrated. This is worth celebrating. I haven't been able to do this. I haven't been able to do this, and here I am, and I'm doing this, and I can't write yet, but I did this. and that's allowed. I want you to be able to be gentle with yourself, and it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to learn, but I hope that maybe you have some tenderness to extend to yourself, and maybe little by little, one small victory at a time, we can keep working on rebuilding confidence together.